All right, everyone, this is the third part of my EDC series. This is going to be going over my Haversack. This is a Three Rivers Archery Haversack. This is an older version. The newer one has PALS webbing underneath the flap here on the front. But this one I take with me. I leave it in the vehicle most of the time. And sometimes I'll have this nature hike camp chair hooked onto it through the strap, but not always. But since it sits in the vehicle, it's usually not a problem. It's easy to get stuff in and out. I find that it's easier to work in and out of this than a backpack because when you open it up, so if you sit it on the seat next to you or in the floorboard, like in the back seat or whatever, and you open it up, everything is more linear and easier to get to, right? So you open it up and it just sits there with everything right there, easy to get to. You don't have to dig through a whole bunch. You just reach, grab what you need, and everything is individually easily accessible. So usually on the top, I'll just have my pipes. This is my pipe case, a couple of pipes and tobacco and stuff like that. On the outside of the bag, here I've just got a water bottle pouch that I mollied onto the side here, and it's just got some fire starting stuff on the outside pouch, some fire starters, ferro rod lighter. This is like a fire paste. There's little fire starters, bandana. This is a stove stand for the little alcohol stove that I have. And that's usually all that goes in there. And then in here I just have a large Nalgene stainless steel water bottle. And then inside there, I have a cup. It's a little difficult to get out, but inside the cup is where I keep just a little alcohol stove, just a cheapy alcohol stove with a larger bandana. And then you can see in there is the stainless steel cup. And then on the other side, on this other little pocket, this pocket's pretty small. You can't really fit like a normal size water bottle in here, but I just stick my scanner. This is a Uniden Bearcat SD100. And I just leave that in there so that I can see what's going on. I used to work a lot of security, different types of security, armored car, escort security, doing security for ATM technicians and static security for different buildings and things. So I always like to have something like this to tell, you know, what's going on in my immediate area in case if there's an emergency or something. I'll be able to find out about it with this. So that's what I keep in that pouch. And then in this top flap with this pouch, I just keep a poncho. This is one of the old Pathfinder ponchos, like Dave Canterbury Pathfinder ponchos. I don't think they make this one anymore, but I think they might have one similar, I'm not sure. And I just keep, on all the corners, I keep paracord that's twisted. And then that way, it's real easy to get this, you know, staked out. You just put your stake inside the twist like that, and then it closes back up on itself. That's just the quickest, easiest way. Also having it like this instead of just a loop means that if I'm using it as a poncho and I'm walking around with it and these are dangling around, they're not going to get snagged up on stuff and caught in vines and you know, briars and stuff as easily because it's twisted. So stuff is not likely to get caught up inside that twist, as if it was just a big loop that would snag on absolutely everything. So that's how I do that. I do that with a lot of ponchos and tarps and things that I carry. So that just goes in that top lid, fits perfect. Moving inside, I usually keep just a spare belt. This is actually a comfort concealment belt that goes inside the waistband. So if I need to go in somewhere, I open carry a lot. So if I'm going in somewhere where I need to conceal carry, I can throw this on as an option underneath my pants and then just put my regular holster on that if I really need to. So that's why that's in there. And then starting from this side, so everything's easy to just reach in. I know where everything's at, so I can just reach in, and I keep just some eating utensils. These are like some old military surplus eating utensils. It's got a really large spoon that really in a pinch you could use this for digging a hole if you really need to, or like a little cat hole or something. And then it's got fork, knife, can opener, bottle opener, all that kind of stuff in there, all nestled together. Very convenient. I use it all the time. It's really crazy how often I use that. And then here I've got just a spare wallet, and this I keep, a checkbook and information in case I need to run to the kids to a doctor or hospital or whatever. I've got all my information and everything in there. Then I usually have, this is just a cigar case. It's empty right now, but I usually have cigars with me. This is just like a little first aid kit. It's also got like Body Glide for anti-chafing, Band-Aids, medical tape, little unscented deodorant and wipes, things to keep stuff clean, wounds clean or whatever, a little bit of hygiene. I can go over this more depth in another video. Then I've got this. This is another Pathfinder product. It's their nylon tarp, and I keep that in there just in case, because I take this thing everywhere. If we're going out to a park for the day, and we need shade because it's hot. I live in Texas, so it's hot most of the time. Or if I'm going to be out in the woods or car camping or whatever, I've always at least got this as a shelter plus the poncho. So I always like to have some kind of shelter option with me. And then next would be, this is a larger lockpick set. It's a Sparrow's pick set. And I've got just all kinds of stuff. I try to keep all my picks together, so like single hooks in there. This is a door bypass tool. And then I've got different types of hooks, dynamic hooks, broken key extractors, tension wrenches, rakes, bump keys, auto tri keys, blanks and combs and all kinds of things like that. Little bypass tool there. So this is a dual tension wrench for like cars and things. So I keep that in there, and it comes in really super handy. And then over here on this side, another Pathfinder product is the little, I think it's like the PM40 canteen or I can't remember the exact name of it, but I just keep water in it. It's got the cup, and then I put this is like a really thin, stretchy buff, and I put that in there so that I've got something to wipe my hands and clean this out with, or use as a buff, but also to keep it from rattling. So it's basically a silencer. Keeps it from jostling around and making a bunch of noise. So I always have a lot of water with me because, again, I'm in Texas, it's hot. And in the back, it has this little divider pouch with a drawstring. And then in here, I just have some random loose items, but this is a military cravat with a large ferro rod and magnesium bar, fire starter. And then I have a Baco lap lantern, plenty of cordage, and that's more cordage. Can never have too much cordage. This cordage, the first bundle that I just pulled out, these are actually tied in jungle knots. So this is a very fast system for getting the tarp up or whatever. I can just throw this around, pin it into itself, and it's super fast. I don't have to mess with knots or anything like that. And it's so easy to make, and I can do another video on how to make them and use them in the future. That so many uses, not for just stringing up tarps and shelters, but also if you need to throw up a hasty hide site or something, you can stick branches and stuff in here and hide real quick. So these things are super handy. Also, I've just got a small knife. This has a ferro rod on the sheath, a whistle, VG10 steel. So The main thing with this was just so I could have a small blade on me at all times, a fixed blade full tang, and it's VG10, right? So it's a good stainless steel that if I need to process game, like a small, bird, rabbit, fish, whatever, this will do the job, and I can boil it. So if I'm going to be using it for food processing and cleaning and stuff, with VG10 being a stainless steel, I can just boil water, stick this in it, and sterilize it real quick, clean it off, and keep going. So that's really the reason I bought this and keep it in the pack. It's for that. This is a shoulder harness. I mentioned this in another video. This is how I can carry different like knives or other tools basically under my shoulder, like a shoulder holster, without anybody being able to see it, because this can go under your shirt, under your jacket, or whatever. You just clip whatever you want into it. And I'll probably change this out for a plastic clip so there's no metal in this. But this is a very convenient way, and I'll do a video on how to make this and use it and all that kind of stuff. So I keep that in there in case I need it. And then other than that, in the zipper pouch inside here, I have, this is a Work Sharp sharpening tool. You've probably seen this. There's tons of videos and stuff on these, but this comes in really, really handy. Got another bandana, but this has my signal mirror in it. And then I keep a notepad in here as well. Notepad and pen in case I need to write something down. Signal mirror. Some more cordage, never have too much cordage. This is just a headlamp, cheap headlamp that I got. I think it was gifted to me for Christmas, and I keep it in there just in case, because headlamps they're so useful. They come in super handy. This is a lens wipe. This is a fuel canister for my Zippos. So if I'm running a Zippo that doesn't use butane, uses the actual Zippo fluid, then I have this with spare fluid. And then, let's see, I keep a Sawyer water filter with the plunger and everything to keep that going. And then this is another water filter. This is a Frontier that just works like a straw. So you just put it in there and you can just pull water right out of whatever source you find, or stick it in a bottle or whatever and use it that way. This is another sharpener. This is a Lansky. So it's got a diamond rod on it so that I can keep things sharp, and then it's got the carbon pull-through sharpener on the other side that I don't really use. What else? This is just a backup Zippo that I keep, and this one uses regular Zippo fluid, so that's what the other fluid is for. This is a pretty cool little thing that I use a lot. This is a little roll from Outdoor Element, which is the same people that made that little knife that I pulled out. This has, well, I keep this little cleaning. This is like a, it's not like a stainless steel mesh that I can use to scrub pots and pans out. Same thing with this little scrubber. And then inside here, it's got these two main handles, and you can attach either the fork, the toothbrush, the spoon, or it has these little chopstick. These don't work super great as chopsticks, but in a pinch for a backup, they're actually pretty decent. So you can attach them like this, and you got a set of chopsticks. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, I keep this in here. I mean, I use the toothbrush and the eating utensils stuff a lot, especially when I'm out with the family and, where we get food or we're eating at church after service and forgot to grab a fork or something, this stuff comes in super handy. And that pretty much does it for the inside of there. I think that's everything. Sometimes if I know I'm gonna go camping or hiking way out somewhere, I might throw a tomahawk or a hatchet or something onto the front through this little strap right here, and I'll carry that right there with it. It gets kind of in the way when you're trying to put it down in the floorboard or whatever. This is like kind of pushing it around and it won't stand up straight and all that, but you know, if I'm carrying it and I think I might need to process some firewood or whatever, that comes in pretty handy. Also on the bottom, it's got plenty of enough strap to keep a rain jacket or something. I usually keep this. This actually is not a rain jacket. This is an anorak from Helicon Tex, and I just went ahead and put silicone waterproofing spray all over it so that I could use it as like a rain jacket with whatever, you know, if I'm running a hoodie or something underneath it that's not waterproof as a warming layer, I can use this to keep everything waterproof. But this is really cool because it's got pit zips that go all the way down and they zip from both sides. So if you're carrying tools like knives or a firearm or something, you can open these up and get to them. And then it's got pretty great storage here in this kangaroo pocket. So this is a pass-through pocket that has another zipper pocket on top. And it's got little dividers and things in here and like a dummy cord tie-out point here. So I got some moleskin there. I take this, you know, when I go rucking and stuff and it's raining or whatever. So anyway, I can do a separate video on that. I'm sure there's probably tons of videos on YouTube with this, but I usually keep this attached to the bottom. I really like this bag as far as the design layout of it. What's not super great, because this is a cheap bag, so like the sewing is not great. You can see this is kind of coming loose, and this doesn't have a strap that goes all the way down. It's just, it ends right here. So not the most secure thing. It would be great if these went down further and were more secure. Same thing with these bottom straps, you know, like they end here at the very bottom of the back of the bag. It would be great if they went all the way up, you know, but for the price, I mean, it is what it is, and I've been using it pretty hard for probably a year and a half, and it's held up. So once these fail, you know, I'll probably end up re-sewing on a longer piece of nylon to make it more sturdy and last longer, but because I really do like the bag and I like the layout. So anyway, that's all for right now. I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.